Welcome to Story Time. I'm Mary Mayweather, and I write sweet, small-town romances full of feisty heroines and good-hearted heroes and small-town shenanigans. It's time to grab your favorite comfort beverage. I have my hibiscus sweet tea, and we're going to see what happens on 324 Hope Road. Now, I'm skipping ahead to chapter 15, specifically page 127. And we're in the high school cafeteria for a tea party / art show. Janine is there with Kate and Christine, and you'll get to know more about Kate and Christine in 452 Memory Lane. For now, you only need to know that Kate is Janine's best friend and Christine is her daughter. Rebecca clapped her hands together. She turned to the woman beside her. Alexandra, this is Janine. Similar to what Kate had done earlier, Alexandra analyzed Janine. Janine normally didn't show too much concern about her clothes. Alexandra's accessing gaze had her wishing she bought a new blouse or shoes or something for the tea. Her attention eventually connected to make eye contact with Janine. It's nice to make your acquaintance. Alexandra lives in Scottsdale, Arizona, Rebecca explained. When the weather permits, I like to pop in and check on my niece. Alexandra's blue eyes fell on Rebecca. I'm sorry to say, other than my sister, Matthias, hasn't made the best choices for companions. A clang, followed by the sound of smashing glass, interrupted Alexandra. Janine turned around at the perfect time to discover that she was in the line of a trajectory for a cluster of mini pies to hit her. The first landed on her cheek and slid until there wasn't enough traction to save it from gravity. It hit the ground. Another bounced off her arm, missing Kate, who arched to her side to dodge the sugar-coated tool of calamity. 3 more hit Janine square in the chest and fell to the floor. 1 landed on her head and bounced to the ground. The collective gasp of the room overpowered the cry of shock Janine peeped. Then everything fell silent. Janine wasn't the only target. She was, however, the one the food connected with. A trail of destroyed pastries pointed to the source of the chaotic disruption of an otherwise cozy afternoon. Maddie froze where he stood. The only movement came from his eyes that darted to the right and to the left. Janine imagined he was hoping an escape plan would materialize. Fear turned to resignation in the time it took for him to inhale and relax his shoulders. Maddie wiggled his fingers at Janine and mumbled, "Oops." His break in the silence triggered a continuation of motion. The cooking teacher pointed at a girl who had her hair pulled into 2 short pigtails that rested just below her ears. "Melissa, go get some towels." She turned to a boy who was almost too heavy for the strings on his apron to connect in front of his waist. "It's a good thing you made extras. Pull what we have out of the freezer." Another student rushed in with a trash can, hand broom, and dustpan. The teacher's eyes narrowed when they fell on Maddie. "You come with me to the kitchen." Maddie offered a wilted smile before dropping his eyes toward the ground. He did as the teacher commanded and followed her out the door and down the hall. With the activity around her shifting back to normal, the recollection of what Alexandra said before Janine stood in front of the chocolate meringue firing line echoed in Janine's mind. With each reiteration of, Matthias hasn't made the best choices for companions, the disapproval Matthias' sister conveyed stuck like the pie filling had to Janine's hair. Except it was to her heart. And she got the sense that it wouldn't be easy to wash away. Although Janine and Matthias weren't dating, she had been a companion of sorts. She spent a lot of time with Matthias and the kids. Her name had to have popped into a conversation with Alexandra. Janine steeled herself against her first instinct. She would not run straight to her pickup and go home. In her head, Janine knew it was only a fine sheen of pie filling on her clothes and in her hair, yet it felt like the sugary sweetness crystallized into a thick layer of grossness that surely everyone could see. She whimpered, "I guess it wasn't my turn to have a good day." Alexander put her arm in the crook of Rebecca's elbow. We should call your father and tell him what has happened. I don't know what happened was the last recognizable thing Janine heard because Alexandra tugged hard enough to cause Rebecca to lose her balance. Rebecca recovered, and aunt and niece hustled out of the room. I don't know what to say. Kate held out a cloth napkin. We can get you cleaned up in the girls' locker room, Christine offered. I just want to go home. The desire to have pastries and hang out with friends diminished to the point of being non-existent. Janine just wanted to go home, curl up on the couch in front of... I just found a mistake. We're going to fix it in the next reprint. Beneath a blanket. I'm sure Ms. Ratman wouldn't mind if you made a take-home plate. Kate followed behind Janine and Christine. People glanced in the opposite direction when Janine passed by them. The turning of their heads was so sudden, Janine knew in her gut. They were trying not to get caught staring. She hated this. It wasn't as bad as the sideways glances she got after her divorce to Jason. They couldn't have known what Alexandra said, that she wasn't worthy of Matthias. Still, the redness of the lingering shame burned her. They were back in the bathroom. This time, Kate was passing Janine paper towels to douse in the sink. In 5 years, we'll laugh about this. Kate inserted hope with the introduction of humor. Janine loved Kate. She was good for perspective. In 5 years, it might be funny that Janine got pummeled by mini pies. Still, at the moment, Janine was not feeling the inclination to laugh. We need to add motivational quotes. Kate read the quote on the first stall door. Conquer your mountains while they're hills. She frowned at the quote. That didn't help her win the fight to change Janine's perspective. That won't work. Then Kate read the second one. You're sassy and you know it. She chuckled. These are horrible. They'll make the story that much funnier. The situation was so pathetic, Janine couldn't help it. The corners of her mouth quivered. That's what I'm talking about, Kate pressed. Life may hit us in the face with pie, but we won't let it bring us down. That may be easy for you to say, Janine grumbled. You didn't get chocolate meringue on you. Ha! You're just mad because it missed your mouth. Kate sassed. Her face held a grin that expressed hope in Janine taking the bait. Oh, be quiet. Janine tried to grumble, but the growing smile on her face reduced the effect. Janine loved her best friend. Kate was the only person who could pull Janine out of a foul mood and convince her to laugh at what caused the bad mood in the first place. Kate held out her arms and took a quick glance at Janine's shirt. It was damp but devoid of chocolate. She stepped in for a hug. I love you, girl. Janine walked into Kate's arms. When they connected, she wrapped her arms around Janine's shoulder. I'm sorry about what happened, but it has to get better from here. Couldn't get any worse, Janine agreed. Let's get out there. I'll make you a plate and bring it by the house, Kate offered. Okay, thank you. Kate walked toward the auditorium. Janine took the opposite direction toward the school entrance. As she passed by the principal's office, she learned her bad day wasn't over quite yet. And I'm ending this reading with another life to story connection. You'll find that in a lot of my stories, there's themed dinners, and it's because we have a lot of them in our small town. I make them up to suit the story, although we have had a tea party and nothing chaotic happened. Also, this is the perfect close for the shares of 324 Hope Road. The bathroom project was the awe moment with the kids, and it became the awe moment with Kate. Lastly, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me share the Ashbrook story. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and we'll be here for the next story. If you're curious about what happens next in 324 Hope Road, there's a link tree in my bio. It'll take you to all the places where you can get the paperback or the ebook. And I'll be back on Thursday with another scene. I haven't decided if it's going to be from Hope Springs or Paradise Hills, but it will be autumn themed. And make sure to like and follow so you can get an update when I post the next reading. And until next time, I hope you have great books, sweet drinks, and lots of reasons to smile.